Welcome back to the Reggies. You're here with three blokes who could have been anything but decided to have fun instead. Boys, bit of a different setup this morning. If anyone's watching on YouTube, we're at the bars in the bar section of the studio. We've got the TV on here, got the barrel bars out. This is a bit of a special episode. What we have done is given ourselves a fucking spell out in the paddock over Christmas, New Year, and we've recorded these a couple of weeks ago. Little special episodes for you over Christmas, New Year, just so that we can go and have a little spell, spend some time with the family, as I'm sure all of you guys are doing as well.
So here's the deal. We're in here slaving away on a Christmas Day for punters on Saturday.
It's Derby Day.
Derby Day, said the girls. Look, girls, we got to go to work. So
That's right.
Here we are slaving our holes out for fuck all.
On a Saturday morning. Don't worry about double time. We're not getting that. We're not even getting single time.
No, that's right.
We're getting fuck all.
We've been called in for fuck all.
But we're doing it.
And
we're
it's a
doing
real
it for
tough
you guys because we love it that much. And what's the time there, Quino? What time you got?
8:35
AM.
Responsibly.
That's right. So, yeah, couple of little specials. I cannot wait until we've finished recording these and the races begin at 11:20 a.m.
Well, we've had a conversation, and I feel like through the last few years, we've all come to this point where I think we've finally figured it out, and today's going to be amazing on the punt.
We've figured out punting.
We know how to punt now, yeah. We've figured out the formula for punting.
I was saying before,
blackboard up in the chalk like we're Einstein and just equal.
I was saying before, Flemington 1 to 9, you've got stakes race, the Carbine Club, and then you go Group 3, Group 2, Group 2, Group 2, Group 1, Group 1, Group 1, and then you finish with a Group 3 or something.
No wonder it's called Christmas Day for punters.
Plus you got the Golden Eagle up at Rose Hill. Fuck, man. It's going to be unreal. But today is we're going to start with talking about the cricket.
Bloody oath. Because they're right in the fucking guts
We
of cricket.
will be right in the guts of cricket. Depending on which way we release this, I think you'll probably have this one before the Boxing Day test between Australia and India. Going to be an unreal summer. Hopefully by this stage we're 2-0 up already or something like that.
Would be nice.
Would be very nice. But we're going to start with talking about an old rivalry, boys.
Age-old.
An old rivalry that goes back over 100 years. Australia versus England, the Ashes. Let's just start with England designed this game. They made all the rules, and now we just spank them.
Well, not only that, they designed the game. They come over to this great nation with all the convicts and settled in here, and we still fucking beat them at their own game.
They look. It is hard to go to England and win when we had those unbelievable sides of like late 90s, early 2000s. We would go over there and we'd beat England in England quite comfortably.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to do. We haven't done that since 2001.
It's a hostile environment.
Do you know what else is good about the Ashes? It shows you that just because something is little doesn't mein that it's not valuable.
Yeah,
like
that's
for
right.
the earn.
Little earn.
Yes.
Yeah, see, it just means so much. So blokes, hang on to it. It's all good.
Yeah. And it never comes here. Did you know that? It stays in England.
Really?
Yeah.
The original
I did
one,
not
the
know that
OG.
at all.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
all right. We have retained it the last 2 times we've gone to England, which is great.
Was it the
feat in
first
itself.
ever series that they burnt the bales? And that's what's actually
I think
in there?
that's the story, yeah.
Is it
that's
just the
yarn.
bales?
Yeah.
I thought, yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, mate, I think it's fucking an unreal idea.
Yeah.
Even if you're
I
not
thought
a
it
fan
was
of
all the
cricket,
stumps.
like if you Googled top 10 sporting rivalries, people go, what the fuck's cricket? But the Ashes is right up there.
You'd have to do like somehow delete the American version of it, because if you did it, if you type that in top 10 sporting rivalries,
ESPN puts it up.
it'd come up with all NFL and baseball.
Yeah,
and
Lakers
all that
versus
shit.
Boston.
That's go, though. So.
But no, this one is literally entrenched in our culture. Like, especially as a male, we just love it, and we'll stay up when we play over there. We'll stay up late. We'll get up early to watch it. You know, like
And
go
vice
to work
versa.
tired, and they'll do the same thing. So, I wanted to start. I don't know if you guys might want to start earlier, but I just wanted to start at the 2005 series because
I'm happy to start there.
you were 2, so
Yeah, I
you
remember
might
it
not
very
remember
well.
that much. I don't remember that much at all either because we would have been like 10 or 11, Tom.
Yeah.
But I've looked this up so many times. I've watched documentaries on it because this, to the Poms, this was the greatest thing ever because they hadn't won an Ashes series at home or away for a long time. It was the 80s. It was the last time they'd won it. And there was a bit of a feeling going into the 05 series that, hey, this might be the year. You know, we've got Kevin Peterson. We've got
Freddie Flintoff.
Flintoff. We've got Ashley Giles. He sucks. But anyway, they had Steve Harmison. Like, he was quite good back then. They had the team there, and they were like, this could be it. And so, but just remember, Australia have got probably the best side we've ever had at that point as well. So it was like, hey, hang on. First test, we absolutely blow them off the park. At Lords, blew them off the park. Everyone goes, oh, well, here we go again.
Yep.
Here we fucking go again. And then they went to Edgbaston for the second test, and it was like, it would have been, it's up there with one of the best games, like viewing-wise, that you'll ever see. Edge of your seat stuff. Goes into the final day. England need 2 wickets. Australia need like 80 runs to win or something. Like, England are going to win. They sold the ground out on the last day of a test match, midweek, mind you. They sold the ground out because they're like, we're going to fucking beat Australia today. Enter Shane Warne, almost like gets us over the line. England won by 2 runs, and it was like, that obviously turned the series because if we get a little tickle down the leg side and it goes for 4 and we win that, we're 2-0.
Real game of margins.
We're 2-0 up after 2 games and we probably don't lose.
Yeah.
Would you say Edgbaston is the most hostile ground in, other than Lords? Obviously, that's the big spectacle. That's the home of cricket.
Well, Lords is normally not, but it was fucking 2023. That's for sure.
Exactly. But Edgbaston, those Brummie fans in Birmingham, like it is. I'd say just from viewing and watching, they are the loudest and they show up in numbers, don't they?
Yeah. Well, as many as they can pack in, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Because they've got those smaller grounds, which I absolutely love, by the way. I love having a ground full for 5 days.
Fucking oath.
Rather than fucking full for 2 and then empty for the next.
Well, it's
3.
one thing we've always said, and one thing we probably give Poms the credit for is their grounds and how cool it would be to go over there and do a tour, just because of the grounds aren't this symmetrical, beautiful, modern day. It is real old school cricket. Feels like a real cricket ground.
Small.
Exactly.
It'd be.
Bit of
I'd
character.
love to do it. Yeah, for sure. And
Could tell a yarn, that cricket ground.
Yeah, fucking oath. So England win by 2 runs. It's funny because there was obviously no DRS back then.
Yeah.
And it's been said that if there was DRS, Michael Kasparich, he tries to sort of duck away away from a bouncer, but has his hands in the air and it hits his glove and Geraint Jones takes the catch, the wicketkeeper. But what happens is your hand has to be holding the bat. If it hits your glove, your hand has to be in contact with the bat
that's right.
for it to be an edge. And he actually just takes his hand off the bat and it hits his glove. It's out every day of the week. There's no way you're not going to give it out.
Yep.
But if you did have DRS, it would have been not out, which is quite funny. But unreal for an England fan. If you were there, well done, because that would have just been unbelievable.
Sparked a lot of hope as well.
Obviously, they're there going, at one point, they're going, fuck, we are actually going to bomb this. We are going to blow this. We're going to fuck this up. And then they've won by 2 runs. It's 1-1. They go to Old Trafford. And then this documentary I've watched, all these, it's a pommy one. It's hard to watch, boys. There's
extremely
this
biased.
absolute gaper on there who fucking, I cannot stand the way he talks. It's so proper. Like how he speaks, and I just go, can someone just get the stick out of this cunt's ass? But it's a good watch because, and they're fucking bang on. 3rd test, Old Trafford, I think we end up 8 for or 9 for. We might end up 9 for, and we just hold on for a draw.
Yeah.
It's like last ball, they need 1 wicket. We can't win. We need too many runs. And Brett Lee blocks it out, and we draw it. And our whole fucking balcony starts celebrating, and Brett Lee's got his fist up in the air.
Yeah.
And Michael Vaughan, who was the England captain, got the Poms in a huddle and said, that's the first time they've ever celebrated a draw in fucking a decade.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They do not celebrate draws like that ever. We've got these cunts. And, yeah, they were bang on because they won the 4th test, went up 2-1, and then it was a draw in the 5th test. Rain affected, which is a pain in the ass, but
you get that in England. You don't ever go over there expecting to have a full 5 test and a 2, 3.
For sure.
Like it is fucking solid to put money on there being at least one draw.
Yeah, just because of the rain.
For sure.
But no, unbelievable series. The parties they had in the fucking streets, they had full on, like, tens of thousands of people, buses down the street because they've won the Ashes for the first time.
Everyone has
in 20
seen the
years.
photos of KP and Flintoff.
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
like
they
they haven't
were-
slept in
look
2
like-
weeks.
Yeah,
They
good
got
on
the
him.
tie
Good on
loose,
'em.
the old fucking dyed tips and shit, like real mid-2000s
Yeah.
about them, just ripping
I
in.
tell you what, we lose that series 3-4-0 if we didn't have one bloke playing for us because Australia were so far off in that series. Our batsmen were way off. Some of the bowlers were way off. But one bloke who was on was Shane Warne. He loved playing in England because he just loved beating England.
Yeah.
You just got to beat him up. That would come out of his mouth. He's like, the Poms, you just got to beat them in everything. You just got to beat them up. Took 40 wickets and pulled us out of the shit with the bat numerous times. And on that same documentary, little proper boy fucking sits there and goes, we only needed 100 and I think it was 120, 130 runs in that 4th test chasing. And they were one for fucking plenty. And they go, you never ever were confident because they had Shane Warne. And then he come out.
Wasn't he just...
And he took fucking 4 or 5 far and Poms ended up 7 far. And like we could have probably won it.
It speaks caliber of the man that Warney was because the English respect him so fucking much.
Yeah.
Like, it is very rare that you'll hear a Pom say a bad word about him. Like, his deepest rivals, or he's even fucking was good mates with the Coldplay lead singer Chris Martin, who is a Pom. Like,
That was his best mate.
When you're that good, though, people don't have a choice but to respect you.
We
Even
know
if
that-
they don't like you.
But because of that, he had that aura about him and that vibe that he would really try and, like, rustle feathers. It easily could have been hated by, like, so many other nations, cricketing nations, but no one has a bad word to say about
Nah.
him.
Yeah, we know how much the Poms love their chants. And they would often chant, we only wish you were English. We only wish you were English.
Exactly.
That Warney. So, like,
Yeah.
he was just loved by everyone. And he had, one of the greatest series you'll ever have. 40 wickets in an Ashes. That's just unbelievable.
In a
He just
losing Ashes as
kept
well.
taking 5 for and 6 for and 6 for again. And then that ball he bowled to Andrew Strauss. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Strauss goes to pat it away and it bowls him behind his legs. It's just
Turns
fucking
the fucking
biblical.
ball. You couldn't leave anything with Warney, could you?
Nah.
It would just fucking turn.
But that series there sparked the Ashes again. Bang, we're on.
For sure.
Like, it was dormant for years and years, and you just knew Australia was going to sort of win. Like,
Well, it fucking hurt us.
yeah. I think,
Losing like that, you fucking
Yeah,
fire
yeah,
up,
yeah,
boys.
for
But
sure.
even the fact that they've just been winning for so long, like you see a lot in sport rivalries that kind of tend to die off a bit when one team is just dominating for so long.
Yeah, like the fucking NRL.
Yeah, or like Liverpool versus Everton.
we beat
Shots
you
fired.
last year. Fucking.
You didn't. I think we had a draw.
No, we
maybe.
beat you because we fucked your title run up. But anyway, it's all good. 2-0 it was at Goodison. That led us in, that 05
Yes.
series led us into the 06-07 series, which was the most highly anticipated Ashes in 20 years because of what happened, and we were so upset about it and so angry. And the Poms come out with all this hope. Freddie Flintoff was captain that year because Michael Vaughan was injured. That straight away, Michael Vaughan's injured. He had an awesome time in Australia the time before. It was just like, fuck, our captain's not here, not playing. Freddie Flintoff's got to bat, bowl, and be captain. They put so much pressure on that poor cunt. And we set the tone. First test match, we won't go into detail all of them. We won 5-0. And the first test, Ricky Ponting was the first Australian captain to lose the Ashes in 20 years in 05. Day one, Gabba test. We end up 3 for 330. Ponting was 140 not out. We made 600 in the first innings on a road. England go out to bat. McGrath takes 6 for 50 and we bowled him out for 150.
Just dominance
That
from
was
the
the
start.
first 2 days of the fucking test or maybe into the third morning, we've made 600 and bowled them out for 150. And it was just like, righto.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting
got 'em
all
on the back
fucking
foot.
summer.
Yeah. There was like a statement, to be like, we are giving them everything.
Yeah.
That's what I miss about having the Gabba as the first test, because it was such an intimidating place to go to. Like, smaller ground, I know, but the heat, the pitch that you get in Queensland, and Poms and people who weren't used to it would come over, and we just fucking put the foot in the throat straight away, and they're on the back foot instantly.
Until
Any
we
team.
lost to India up there, we hadn't lost a test match there in like 30
Exactly.
years.
It was a fortress.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it will be shit playing the first one in Perth, but they've got a chance to make it their own now, Perth do.
For sure.
So hopefully
That's
they
another
do.
one that's always been in there's not
the whacker.
there's not a ground that's not intimidating in Australia.
Yeah. But yeah, that 06-07, we also had the amazing Adelaide test, they call it.
Yeah, that's right.
The Poms, after getting absolutely spanked at the Gabba, come out, make 550. First innings at Adelaide. Australia make 500. Ricky Ponting makes another 100. And it's one. I think the Poms were 1 for 60 something at the end of the fourth day, batting second. They've got a lead of like 80 or 90, and everyone goes, It was paying $1.10 to be a draw. Day 5, Poms are 1 for 60, batting second. Australia have either got to chase runs or the Poms have got to get 10 wickets after they get further enough in front. It's going to be a draw. No. Enter the great man again, Shane Warne. He opened the bowling that morning at whatever end it was, and he bowled and didn't stop until we got him out. Ricky just threw him the ball and said, righto, what are we doing? And he was the one, and everyone says this, Michael Hussey says it, Michael Clark says it, they all say in the dressing room, he was the only one who actually believed we could still win the game. Everyone went, we'll go out, we'll field, we might have a bat this afternoon for 20 overs or something because the Poms just want to blow the cobwebs out and have a bowl. He was the only one who said, we can fucking win this game. We just got to get early wickets.
And fucking had the skill.
And we got an early one. Strauss got an absolute dog shit call. No DRS, of course. He marched down the pitch, sort of patted it away, and his bat was about 6 inches from the ball. Short leg caught it. And you can
Better
see
times.
Matty Hayden at first slip doesn't even appeal. He just puts his hand up like this because everyone else appeals.
Yeah.
Ump gives it out, and Strauss
just
is going,
triggers him.
Fuck
Just
me.
had to appeal just in case.
And then we got to run out that same over, and then Warne bowled Kevin Peterson around his legs, and it was like, fucking, we're on here.
Well, you
Things
can
you love to
imagine.
see.
It would have been like Bruce or Finding Nemo for Warne, like when he got the big sniff of blood. Like with those 2 wickets, he would have went, fucking, here we go.
Yeah. And he was part of the run out too.
Yeah.
And it was just like, righto, they're 4 for fuck all. We're a chance here. It's still the morning session. I think we took 5 wickets in the morning session, end up bowling them out. We needed 150, 160 to win. Still had to bat aggressive. We needed 5 runs and over or something.
Yep.
And Michael Hussey played
Mr.
some
Cricket.
reverse
Mr.
sweeps.
Cricket.
We end up 4-4. We got it with 20 balls left, and it was just one of the best test matches you'll ever see. Like,
Yeah.
for Warne to just go out, he only took 4 for and was part of the run out, but he bowled from the one end all day on the 5th day until we got him out.
Was that the one that
awesome.
sealed the series as well?
No, it was 2-0.
2-0.
And then we went to the whacker and just murdered them and fucking won. We were up 3-0 with 2 to play and couldn't lose. But yeah, that series there was it was impossible for England. They lose their captain. Flintoff said during the whacker test, Adam Gilchrist got that second fastest century ever, 57 balls. And he said he was standing at long on the boundary, just watching the ball sail into the crowd. And he said he's never been more angry in his life. Just so angry because the crowd, it was late afternoon at the whacker.
People are steaming it after work.
Late afternoon at the whacker. There's a hill at the whacker too. Gilchrist, who's like he's from New South Wales originally, but he's a WA boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
He is just sending them into the crowd. Hit Monty Panesar for 3 sixes in and over.
Oh.
And the crowd is just, Gilly, Gilly. He said he's
Fucking
never
loved him in
been
the West.
so wound up in his life.
Could imagine.
And then, they get flogged. It's 3-0. They lose the last 2 tests. And it was just like, that broke Freddie Flint off, I reckon. He still
it'd be
played
fucking
for
hard not to, wouldn't it?
He played for a few more seasons after that, but he retired in 09 or something. And it would have just been so hard to take the captaincy on for the first time ever and come to Australia,
In Australia, yeah.
after the 05 series when we are just that fucking wound up
Oh.
for it. Like, Warren, Langer and McGrath all retired after that series.
Yeah.
And Shane Warne said after they lost in 05, he wasn't going to retire until he won the Ashes back.
Yeah.
So if we lost the next, he could still be, could have
Yeah,
played for 5 more years.
Yeah.
If we lost him, but they were that fucking locked in and dialed in for that.
Yeah.
And you just think, obviously, cricket's a bit of a Reggie sport.
Yeah.
You don't really have to be an athlete.
No, you don't.
But I think they treated that like it was do or die.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, imagine if all cricketers did that all
Every
the time.
time, yeah.
Like how good would we have been?
That was same series Warney got his 700th.
That's
too,
right.
Wasn't it? Boxing
Yeah.
Day.
That cunt just wrote his own scripts proper. Took $6.99 to win the game and win back the Ashes at the Wacker. And then Boxing Day, I think we
Oh.
lose the toss.
Can we actually look that up? Let's
of
look
course
up
we
his
can.
700th wicket, man.
We
and
lose
just
the
relive.
toss and have to fucking bowl first. He goes, Boxing Day. So this is actual Boxing Day.
90,000 at least. that
He
year.
goes, gets his 700s and takes
Probably better
5
off YouTube, isn't it?
on
I
Bo-
reckon.
Nah, it'll be you. Oh, yeah, probably right.
Just
Yeah, he just wrote his own scripts, that bloke.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And he did a fucking lap of the MCG just about and was puffed.
it was home ground as well.
If I hit
He's
this,
a Melbourne boy.
Shane Warne, 700th wicket.
If you type 700, it'll just say.
Oh, talk to Google hands free.
Hang on, we haven't set this up real well. Shane Warne, 700th wicket.
Oh, look at that.
Perfect. It's come a long way, hasn't it? Voice to fucking text.
We'll put it on fucking mute so they don't hear it through the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, ads.
You know who else has absolutely nailed it a lot of the time is Mark Taylor. He has been in the commentary box for that many
Dude.
awesome fucking times in cricket. Oh, hang on, let's put the
Boldy.
sound on.
Yeah, put it on.
You've got to hear
Let
it.
them live it behind us.
We're going back.
Yeah, go back. From the vault.
Listen to the fucking buzz.
Can you hear that? Yeah, you can, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Got him.
Look at him.
And that is Boxing Day in his second last test ever.
Oh,
He just announced he's retiring.
fucking amazing, eh?
Look at some of the faces. Look at young pup on the left.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at the quality.
Yeah. There's Roy.
Yeah. He had a day out
Chaos.
the next day.
Oh, see, those are the cunts who are. If someone look at Lee, like,
Look at
if you
that.
think of Aussies and cricket, that is the team there for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
for
matter
sure.
what. Even though, like, I was only young then, it was every series like this, the old boy that invested, and because he was, I was. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
You're just sort of there because Dad was, and
Yeah.
oh mate, it's just
Yeah.
fucking unreal, eh?
There was 90-something thousand there that day. And he goes on to take 5 wickets and we bowl the Poms out for 150 or something. And you just go,
Look at him.
leg spinners don't take
Ball in the
5
air.
far on the first day of a test in Australia ever.
No, that early into this innings.
You know,
as
the
well.
pitch is looking good.
You know who fucking does? Shane Warne, man.
Just a freak.
There'll never be another one like him.
Ended up with 708 wickets. What a man.
What a fucking.
But yeah, we
man.
win that 5-0 and then we lose Langer, McGrath, Warne, which have been staples of the
Yeah.
team for that long. And
Do you reckon Langer and Haydos were like the most iconic opening duo?
For sure, yeah.
Like, has to be, hey.
Easily.
They were fucking amazing.
You've had
going, they were
probably
going.
some-
from us anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I meant. Like, for fucking. They were just.
We
awesome.
haven't had 2 staple openers since.
Well, you didn't even question who was
Yeah,
opening.
like we've had
Yeah.
Warne, I was like, yep, absolutely. And you've had blokes come through that have been solid on their own, but that partnership to open,
It was only for 5 years though, eh? Like
it wasn't as long as people
they
thought,
never
yeah.
opened until I think it was the last test in like 2000 or 2001 over in England.
Did Langer get dropped and then put back in?
Yeah, so did Haydos. They both, and then they opened the batting in the last test of a series somewhere and never looked back.
Yeah.
Then they were putting on none for 100, none for 200.
They
Like
were
just
amazing, man.
setting them up for fucking success.
It was the perfect combination. A big brute in
Haydos.
Haydos and then little Langer.
Actually, MCG Boxing Day tests, Matty Hayden he made, I think it was 5 years in a row, he made 100 in the
Yeah.
Boxing Day test.
That's awesome.
Just
man.
unbelievable. He was a
He,
fucking absolute
that man
brute.
is a proper old school Aussie cunt.
Yeah,
too.
fuck yeah.
Haydos. He's a fucking good.
It's probably
Yeah.
easy for us to say because, well, I'm younger than you, not by a lot though. Do you think this is the best era of cricket?
Yeah.
Oh, I think
Mate,
so. We've
I
said it
reckon.
a few times, Just saying, just
Not just Australian cricket, just cricketing in general.
I think
For us, though, it would be. Like,
Yeah.
the Poms would not say that.
No,
But for us, we won, I was going to say it a bit later, but we won 16 in a row, which is the record for the most test victories in a row twice.
yeah,
Like, we did it
it's fucking unreal.
early 2000s, I think, and then we did it again. This was part of it, actually, because we won 5-0, 06-07. That was part of 16 in a row. Like, that's a fucking
That's
lot of wins in a
Great
row,
feat,
man.
isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, that I have watched highlights on this 06-07 series like over and over and over because they made a DVD series. It was
Oh, yeah.
called Ashes Glory, and it was highlights of every day of every test on three
That's prime.
different discs.
Yeah.
And obviously you got KO and shit now, but I used to fall asleep to it on school nights.
Yeah.
TV in my room, and I'd
How's that?
Well, it was
Can't
like beautiful white noise. Like some
can't
people have
sleep.
rain
It was
noises.
me white noise.
Yeah.
Oh, which one? Oh, I'll watch Adelaide tonight.
That's unreal, cut.
That's so good.
So I know a lot of scores and shit, and
You've always been
Because you've
good
been
at
hearing
that.
it in your fucking sleep. That's why. It's just been imprinting into your brain.
we'll skip ahead to. You guys can probably
Yeah.
say a bit more during this one because Johnson's Ashes
13, 14.
20.
Yeah.
Or do we want to talk about? We'll go in chronological. I don't want to talk too much about the 10-11 series because we got flogged, but
Other than Peter
Siddle's hat-trick on his birthday.
Put that in.
That's an
And
iconic
see-
moment. We need to watch it.
Let's watch it.
Yeah.
So Mark
Titanic
Taylor,
music over it as
Mark
well, please.
Taylor's there,
Yeah.
700th wicket, Shane Warne.
Yeah.
There it is, wicket number 700. And then he's in the commentary box for Siddle's hat-trick
Ah.
again.
Wouldn't he be pumped looking back at a couple of those moments in time?
Yeah.
I'm happy with the Fox cricket team you got now, but I definitely miss some of those Channel
Peter
9
Siddle
voices.
hat-trick. How good's the voice?
Yeah. Mate, this.
Can we get Titanic
This
music
is
with
one that I've watched a lot of times, and you bump
Yeah.
into it on the socials and shit when it comes to that cricket time of year. It's always Siddle's fucking hat.
It
On
makes
his
you
birthday,
forget.
cunt.
It makes you forget that we got flogged in this series.
Yeah, because it doesn't
This is
matter.
the only highlight we have.
Is that all right through the years, you reckon?
Yeah, it'll be all right.
That'll be fine.
Oh! Got him.
Got
at
him.
first slip.
Watto at 3.
Yeah.
Have you seen a man appeal for a review for LBWs more than Shane Watson?
Yeah.
Plum middle of the pad.
To see that Reggie in the crowd on his feet there just clapping.
I wish Mark Nicholas wasn't in there
Yeah.
because he just fucks it all the time.
The
But
South African bomb.
yeah, like every good player they've ever had.
Yep.
Strauss, Peterson.
Yeah, KP's another one.
Well, imagine the pressure on ball 3 here on Siddle.
Gee, didn't he have a tough time in Australia after this series? Alistair Cook.
Mate, I'm
13.
pausing it there. That series, though, 10-11, he makes 235 not out.
Yeah.
Then he makes 160, and then in the last test, he made 180.
But and then after that, he had nothing until
He was good in
He had,
Australia. Alistair
13,
Cook
14
was really
was
good.
fucking he was shit in Australia.
I think he still made 100. I think he made 100 every time he come here.
He
Yeah,
definitely
it was annoying as fuck.
But he never ever, here's a stat, he never ever made an Ashes 100 in England. But
Really?
he made like 600s out here.
He made 200 at the G.
That's a
I
pretty
remember
good fucking
2018,
stat to have for a
2017.
pom.
Yeah, he did not make 100 in England in an Ashes test, but he made 100. I'm pretty sure every single tour he did to Australia, he made at least 100. And this year was just...
I never disliked him, eh? He was one
He
of
was
the gentlemen,
alright.
yeah.
I love this
cunt
one.
because he couldn't get
Tubby
in.
doesn't even know that he's bowled it.
Oh! Oh! What a nut!
Off stump, that is pure.
First
Boy,
day too.
Imagine now, right? He's celebrating now. It's his birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going, I've got a chance here to fucking go down in history.
You know who the most nervous person is? It's the batsman stepping up.
Oh, for sure.
Stuart Broad too.
Yeah, Broady. That's what made it even better.
Sucked him.
The biggest fuckwit in English history.
Oh. Shouldn't rush.
I'm just skipping ahead a bit here.
Yeah, here he is.
It's Plum too.
Rolling the
It is-
sleeves up. Look at him looking
Listen
around.
so it's Shane Warne, Mark Nicholas, and Mark Taylor in the commentary box. Warney's in there, and he is making sure that Mark Taylor gets the call.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
goes, "Oh, loosen your vocal cords up, Tubbs. Here we go."
Is this where Mark Nicholas goes, oh, I'm not sure?
Yeah. But
Fucking wanker.
he's making sure that Taylor gets it and not Nicholas.
Yeah.
We should be able to hear it here.
4 slips, well, almost 5 slips. What about one around the corner, about 10 or something like that? I'm back again. Get ready to yell happy birthday, Tubbs.
Yes.
Get ready, loosen those vocals up, Tubbs. Here it comes.
Oh, how good, cunt.
Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.
Oh, he just leaps, yeah! Mate, no matter how many times you fucking watch that, if that doesn't just get the tingle, like, man, you get goosebumps,
Yeah,
dude.
you get a little bit of fucking, oof, a little bit of stiffy.
Let's just listen to the commentary again. Too.
Yeah,
It's that good.
him just winding it up.
Here we go. Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle. Oh, it's close. He's got it. Siddle's got it. It's your guy's birthday.
Oh, man, it's just fucking unreal, eh?
That is euphoria.
Unreal, man.
and
That's
then he
why
reviews
sport's
it. He
great.
has to review it.
Yeah, Nick,
Like,
fuck off.
he has to review it. This is when the reviews
You'd be
just come in.
you'd be nervous now, wouldn't you, if you were Sids?
This is a legitimate ball.
Go on, don't take
But
it
it
from
was
me.
that plum. It's not funny. Big
Oh,
toe,
yeah.
middle
You
stump.
could see it.
Sort of doubt it will go
You knew here.
Dos.
You knew there.
Oh, bang.
I reckon this is going to be out. I don't think that's missing legs.
On the full, if it's hit him on the foot anyway, it's irrelevant because the umpire must assume the path of the ball continues.
You just knew it was plum.
Bomb.
What a seed, cunt.
Fucking. See,
You listen to Nicholas fuck this up.
Easy guys up on the big screen. Now we're getting through to the umpire out in the middle. Third umpire, Tony Hill from New Zealand, says to Ali, no.
Bang!
The gabber is shaking.
Oh, man. Imagine if you were there live for
yeah.
that. Like, that's one of those moments why you do go and watch live
Fuck
sport
yeah.
for the chance that you'll be a part of something like that.
You wanted to be fucking there for that day and not the last two.
Yeah.
Because we actually make fucking 400 odd. We look like we're good. And then the Poms go out for their second innings like 200 behind and end up 1 for 500 and something. And it's a draw.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Great stuff. But yeah, the 2013-14 Ashes.
Yeah.
So
Me personally, this is probably my favourite.
this is known as Johnson's Ashes.
It is
obviously.
fucking is. The whole quartet, Johnson, Harris, Gaz,
Yeah.
Peter Siddle as well.
The 2013 series in England. So this was one of the first times where the English summer in 2013 we played over there,
Yep.
and 6 months later we're playing the Ashes again because they obviously wanted to change the years up of when we play them. And we lost 3-0, but we had Darren Lehman as the new coach, and we didn't lose like 3-0 looks bad, but we were in every game. Like
Was that Ashen Agar's 99?
Yep.
Yep.
we were in every game, and it was like, hey, we're a chance here. But they still had that this same
Yeah,
side
yeah.
from 2010-11.
Yeah.
And we had a very like don't know sort of side. Like, are we going to go? Like, is Johnson
feeling
gonna
it
be
out
on?
sort of
Is-
thing.
What's Ryan Harris going to do? Is he going to get injured? Or
Yeah.
you know, Gary was young as fuck.
Very.
So we didn't know what was going to happen. And yeah, we've come out. We won 5-0. Johnson took 37 wickets. He retired fucking Jonathan Trott, retired Graham Swan.
He literally sent Graham Swan back
And
home.
it's like, we're talking about people who English fans consider as their all-time fucking greatest players.
Yep.
Jonathan Trott, Graham Swan. I get it. They were great for 4 or 5 years, but surely you can't
There's
call
no
them
longevity there.
an
like we
all-time
have.
great when you play 60 tests, you go well for a period of time, and then when it got hard, you fucked off.
Yeah, but and a lot of the time they measure English players and Australian players is have you done it in an Ashes series away?
Yeah, which they had.
Yeah.
The tour before, but
Mitchell
fuck, man,
Johnson was the most feared man on the planet.
Let's get to
At
37.
that
Yeah. Get it up and just
Mitchell
roll 'em
Johnson,
through.
Every
37 wickets.
He was just,
Okay,
it
here
was
are
just
some videos.
intimidating, to be in front of. Just steaming in,
handlebars.
the look on his eyes, the handlebars, and just fucking sending them.
Pace,
Yeah.
yeah. Once he rattled them a bit at the Gabba to start, they had nothing. To fucking
I thought the
come back up.
compilation would be here.
The first one at the start, I think it was.
No, it wasn't. It was just the 7 for, I think.
Maybe
Every
if you put in
wicket.
Ash,
yeah.
oh, there it is.
4.5 minutes. Beautiful. We
Fucking
might just
lovely.
We might just
Keep us on the background.
Yeah,
a bit.
yeah.
put that there a bit lower.
Yeah.
I've got a very, very controversial statement coming up, actually, while we watch this.
Yeah,
Okay.
And I reckon after, or do you want to go?
I was just going to say one of the biggest highlights of this series
Rubbish delivery, but anyway, that's number one.
was Pup Michael Clark going up to Jimmy Anderson saying, "Get ready for a broken fucking arm."
Yeah, that was
at
in
the
this
Gabba.
game. That
Yeah,
was in this
first
game.
test as well. Like that kind of shit sets the tempo from your captain. Everyone
yeah.
going, "Oh, that's not even banter. That's just being a fuckwit." It's like, mate, yeah, that got under their skin instantly. You
Look,
can't tell me
big,
you wouldn't.
dirty arm sleeve, handlebar mo.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
intimidation.
it was unreal.
It wasn't just like his
Look at
actual
this-
bowling. He was an intimidating looking bloke.
The score was 8 for 90 there.
Like I think I'd
Look
rather
at the hair on guards.
Yeah.
I would rather stand in front of a fucking truck than Mitchell Johnson's seed.
Oh,
that
at the
point.
Gabba, man,
Yeah.
it was fucking intimidating.
Terrifying.
It would have been terrifying.
But it wasn't even just the Gabba. Did he get 7 for the Oval as well?
7 for 40 at Adelaide
Yeah.
Oval in the first innings. That was unreal.
That was probably his best.
That
numbers
first
of the series.
that first wicket at Adelaide where he gets Alistair Cook. Everyone talks about Ryan Harris's ball at the whacker to
Yeah.
Alistair Cook,
Yeah,
but you watch this one.
the first one of the innings it was too for Ryan Harris.
That is to their best player.
And that's just beat him just fucking
It sort of half looked like it's coming in and then nips away. It is
just plows off stump.
that
Middle.
like that is their best player they've got, and he misses it by
Bang.
fucking 6
Oh, no, it
inches.
wasn't.
That is the cleanest ball.
Yeah, it was
Fucking
so good to
God.
watch. This is where he just went off. He took 3 in an over.
Yeah.
And Bowles Stewart brought around his legs.
Imagine just the confidence in him here. I was just through the roof.
Yeah, that's right.
And he was just on.
Do you
Like,
ask
he doesn't-
any
putting him
English-
where he wants to put him and fucking hard.
If he doesn't do what he did at the Gabba, if he goes for, I don't know, 2 for 150 or something, his confidence is gone.
yeah,
He's shot. He's
it just
fucked.
set him up, eh?
But if you ask any of the English players too, they're not like, oh yeah, he had a good series. They
great
will
catch.
tell you
catch.
that he was fucking terrifying. No one
Yeah,
wanted to go
yeah.
out there and face him.
Yeah.
Like, he had that genuine
That's what
feel about him.
Stuart Broad
Oh,
said. That was,
out of the ground.
you know what the best
That
part about
stare.
that is? The stare that's coming up,
Look at that.
obviously.
Everyone's seen it.
Because him and Jimmy Anderson had bicker on the field for years. And Jimmy destroyed him in 2010-11,
That was
gave it to him, and then that fucking ball, man.
If you could talk through your eyes here,
Yeah.
that Jimmy Anderson wicket where it's got that one of the camera angles had it perfectly. Jono's at the other end chatting to him, and then Jimmy's just like, right, I watch this. And then I can't remember who got out that was batting the other end, but it was just like walk moment. And I hate to admit
Look
it.
at that. God, that is
is-
terrifying.
Like at
set
that
of
point,
eyes.
you had Jimmy Anderson, who was
Look at the score, man. We've made 570 and bowled them out for 172. Like,
Jimmy
fucking
had
unreal.
the best swing on fucking like earth at this point. His
Yeah,
peak
in
bowling
England.
powers in England. He could swing that fucking rock, but Jono had the best pace. Probably him and Dale Steyn were the two.
Dale Steyn longevity,
Yeah.
much better than Mitchell Johnson.
Because Jono
But
got dropped before this, not exactly just before this series, but he had been dropped before.
He
this
was
was
in
just
and out,
his
in and out,
this
in
was
and
just
out,
his
yeah.
purple patch right here.
This
It's
is
just
what-
like
Exactly.
the peak of his.
If you asked Keto,
yeah,
he would say peaking.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, he would.
No, that's right. Jono's
Johnson-
third up here.
He probably was third up into the
Literally,
team.
I'm pretty sure he got dropped twice. Yeah.
He probably was third up into the team.
Third up and peaking. Fucking.
We should have seen it coming.
Great
stuff.
Good shot, fucking
Now,
Bresman.
here's the controversial
Just
statement.
lobbed it.
We call it Johnson's Ashes. But, and I've heard many people say this actually, so it's not just mine. It was actually Brad Haddon's Ashes.
He had a belter of a
Now,
series.
I'm just going to rattle off a few stats because I know we won 5-0, but if we don't have Brad Haddon, I don't know. We probably win the series still because we had Jono, but we don't win 5-0, that's for sure.
Behind.
Oh.
First test at the Gabba. We only make 295 batting first. Haddon makes 94. Second test, yep, we make 570 batting first. Michael Clark gets 148. Haddon, 118. Third test. Here's where it gets real interesting. I'm pausing this because you cunts aren't listening.
Sorry, mate. I'm just fucking golfed.
Third test. We're 5 for 150. Haddon and Smith put on 124. Haddon makes 55. Fourth test. England make 250 batting first. Jono gets 5 for. We only make 204 in response. Haddon gets 65. We trail after the first innings. Bowl the Poms out for 180. We get the runs only 2 wickets down. Fifth test, rinse and repeat. I'm getting sick of saying the same thing. Australia win the toss. We bat first. We're 5 for 97 on the first morning of the game. Haddon strolls out, makes 75. Him and Smith put on 130. We end up making 300 and we win the game. Every single test from first to fifth, Haddon made at least 50.
Yeah.
And he made 94 in the first test, made 100 in the second test. Came in twice when we were 5 for 150 and 5 for 97 and pulled us out the shit.
That's good.
Like,
That was
That's
by
pressure
no
too.
means.
That's proper.
that
like
is
last
Gilchrist's
resort.
territory.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like
And
he
he-
waited a long time to get into that team. He was 30 before he played.
Yeah, and then he
And-
got dropped before he came back in as well, didn't he?
Fuck was that?
I think that
Someone
was
just
Johnson hitting the wickets.
Fucking earthquake.
Someone just drove into the building.
Quino just looks like he just had a cone.
You brekkie ones.
His fucking eyes are watering.
Well, he's finished
red.
sober October. Leave me alone.
Was that the door maybe? Like the
Sounded like a door
thing that we
closing.
put up?
It was either that or some cunt fell out of the roof. But
And
this
We
was no
are in
means.
Crackville here.
Yeah, this was by no means our best team on paper either. Smudge hadn't really taken off in his career yet. It wasn't until the India series
No,
after.
well, that was this.
Now,
this
he started to
series.
burst onto the scene a bit there, but really becoming the best in the world
Yeah.
wasn't until a couple of years after.
He made.
Our,
Yeah.
our openers, like, you had Warner, who, yes, would just fucking
He had a
tee
good
off.
series.
Good series. Chris Rogers was with him.
He
pretty
had a
sure.
great series.
He had a great series.
Made 200s.
Pup, obviously, Michael Clark. Hussey. Was Hussey still playing in this series? I don't think so. No, because Shane Watson was number 3.
No, he wasn't. Was he? No, he wasn't. He wasn't. No, Huss retired in 2012, 2013.
But
He,
on
against-
paper, was not our best team, but fuck, some of the blokes really stood up.
Look at this catch.
Who was it?
Oh.
Jono that bowled to see that snapped Carberry's bat in half? Do you remember that?
I'm not sure, but I do remember the bat
Just
snapping.
sitting there hanging.
Just
It's
everything
half.
about this, though. Look at some of the catches we're taking.
Yeah.
We were just on.
Yeah.
It was just,
Nothing could stop us.
obviously we had 06-07, we win 5-0. The very next series, we lose. We actually lose the Ashes in Australia for the first time fucking in decades.
Yeah.
3-1, we got flogged. I think we lost those 3 games that we lost by an innings. Like, England only batted once in all 3 of those wins, which is just demoralising.
Yeah.
They all the Poms stood at the fucking SCG or the MCG and did the sprinkler
George
like in
Bailey
front of
as
their
well.
crowd,
Oh.
like the dance move. It was embarrassing. And then the very next series back here in Australia, we just Poms were favourites and we beat them 5-0.
Yeah,
like,
because I remember that first innings coming home from school, the first innings where it was, 250?
290 we made.
Brody had a bit of a day at the Gabba, and I just went, here we
go.
fucking go again.
Yeah.
This cunt's going to have it over us. And then from day 2, it was domination for
Haddon.
the series.
B. Haddon
Yep.
saved us fucking numerous times.
An unsung hero. Definition of it.
Right, we're going to probably wrap this up soon. We will. I'll talk a little bit about that. The side that England had in 10-11 when they were that good. Like, they came to Australia, won the Ashes, Then they went to India in 2012 and beat India in India. So this is like the best side they'll probably ever have. Strauss and Cook opened. They had Ian Bell, Kevin Peterson, Paul Collingwood, like Matt Pryor, the wicket keeper, Jonathan Trott, and then Swan, Broad, Anderson.
Yeah,
and then they'd swap the third seam bowler every now and then. Like, that is just best side they'll ever have. Broad and Anderson straight away. Like,
Formidable
So-
partnership.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
and that was our weakest side we've had in a long time. Ricky Ponting was getting right towards the end of his career.
Well, 11-12 was his last series. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
2012 was his last game, and he was done by then.
For sure. I remember just, even as a young bloke, just hearing that many people in the media and that saying, punter, like, leave the cricket before the cricket leaves you, mate.
I think the absolute worst time that I've ever watched Australia was that series, 2010-11. We just come back. Johnson played the Wacker test and he took 6 for 38. He won us the game at the Wacker. It was 1-1. We got flogged in Adelaide, beat him at the Wacker. It's 1-1, Boxing Day test, 2 games to go. Somehow we're still in this series, even though the Poms were just batting us into a fucking into
Deep
oblivion. It's 1-1, Boxing Day, overcast as fuck. We lost the toss, or we might have even won the toss, but we batted first. We got bowled out for 90 on Boxing Day, and at the end of the day, the Poms were none for 150 after bowling us out for 90. And that was the lowest of low you could possibly ever be as an Australian cricket fan. We're in the series. It's a sellout day at Boxing Day. We get rolled for 90. And they're none for 150. 60 runs in front, none for. Like,
It's hard to get up and about, eh?
oh,
in that
man.
situation.
And they end up piling on the runs, bowling us out, winning by an innings. And they couldn't lose the Ashes from there because they were up 2-1 and they won the series before. So, and then at Sydney, they come and spanked us by an innings again. Like, it just... that was probably the lowest we've ever been. And then the very next series in Australia, we come out and hump them 5-0. So that's
proper
what
humping.
happens. That's what happens when we're down and out. Here's what happens when the Poms are down and out. I'm going to reel off some
Because you've been
stats.
real nice to them, so fuck them. Let's
Yeah.
drive.
We need to drive the
Well,
sword into the cunts.
We'll probably wrap it up soon, but
Yeah, on that
here's
note, I
some
reckon.
stats from the last 25 years of Ashes cricket.
Okay.
This is from the 98-99 series, which was here in Australia, up until that 2023 series, which was last year. We have won a lot of series, as you can imagine. I won't go through all the series victories, but the total games won over the last 25, Australia have won 40, England have won 20, so we've doubled the amount of wins. Obviously, there's draws and that in there too. Here's the real stat. In Australia, since 98-99, Australia have won 26 tests, England have won 5. 5 tests in 25 years, and let's not forget, 3 of those were in the same series.
Yeah,
So you take that series out, and they've won 2 test matches in 25 years, and you just go...
Jesus Christ.
And there's been some 5-0s, 4-0s in there. Like they haven't won a test here since that Sydney 2011 test because they won 3-1, and then we went 5-0, 4-0, 4-0. The last...
That's right. We're fucking spanked.
So
the
that's,
last few
and
times.
we're talking Anderson and Broad have been out for all 3 of those series. So the last 3 series have come out for, they've lost 13-0. Like, that's
great stuff.
Complete domination.
And they're not
man.
terrible teams that come over, but they lose one test and they just fucking panic.
And
they
he
go,
is
"We
the
need to
same
bring
with
this
me
bloke in."
here is what I see sort of state of origin football in. I'll happily watch Australia hump England
man.
in the
Yeah, I don't
Ashes,
give a fuck.
a flogging every single game and not get sick of it till I die of old age at 99.
That's right.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
99, you reckon?
Well, I'm just putting an example
You
out
got
there.
fucking 2 chances of
When
that. None and fuck all.
That's right. But you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where it'll always be alive to me no matter what. Like, it doesn't have to be, they should win one soon to keep it.
No, fuck no.
It's cool to see like a real close one, like we've seen in England the last couple.
A close
series.
game, but
like,
not a
like
close
Headingley
series.
and the whole bullshit with Big Bairstow getting stumped. But
Yeah.
I will happily park up on a summer's day, having a few tins, watching them just fucking roll them.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
We'll probably finish up our Ashes chat. What do you got there? You got
I've just got an honourable
Yeah,
mention for,
go through to
for 2019.
Oh, yeah.
That series was big because it was Smudge and Davey Warner's return after
Yep.
Sandpapergate. And
They were all over Warner.
Warner got absolutely pounded by the crowd. He
Stewie
embraced
Broad
it, but Stuart Broad
was
bent him
all
over
over him, man.
and just fucking saw him. But Smudge had probably, arguably, the greatest fucking batting series
mate.
in an Ashes, if not any series ever.
You go from test number 1, every
Best
single
since Bradman.
every
getting thrown
single
around.
person in that crowd booed him like
Mm-hmm.
it would have been that thunderous and loud
Mm.
in that little stadium. Every single person booed you. To when you got out for the final time in the 5th test, they all stood up and applauded.
Yeah,
every
absolutely.
Pom
That
fan.
is pressure
Fuck,
on
man.
pressure.
That literally just gives me goosebumps. He's gone from constant boo 2 months later in the last test. Every Pom fan at the Oval stood up and clapped him off the ground. because he made-
774 runs. He made
Well, you give
across
him
the
no other
series.
choice.
Yeah, exactly.
110 he
fuck.
averaged, and I'm pretty sure it's the most runs in a series or close to, like top 5 at least. But it was remarkable, and he didn't play every fucking innings.
No, he
because
didn't.
Joffre sent one on his dome,
Yeah, he got knocked out.
got knocked out. But that opened a door for what we saw Marnus dominate for a few years as well.
Yeah.
He came in and did a fucking undoable job, having Joffre just literally knock out the best batsman in the world.
Where's he been the last fucking 5
Gone,
years?
injured. He won't come to Australia.
What a
He just
hopeless
wants to
cunt.
play
Great,
for
but
fucking Hurricanes.
Just quickly, Gilchrist would be your favourite keeper, wouldn't he?
Oh,
all
mate.
time. You were like,
really
I remember
passionate
growing
about
up,
it.
you fucking just idolised this bloke.
Yeah. He
And how could you not? Like,
he
he was
to
such an
me-
exciting cricketer at that time.
I could not wicket keep. Like I would, as the bat was going in front of the ball, I'd close my eyes
Yeah.
and hope that it ended up in the gloves.
Uh-huh.
But I wanted to be a wicket keeper because of this cunt.
Yeah.
he made
like-
wicket keeping cool.
Fuck man, he was so fucking good. And look at where he's coming in. By the way, we've got the 57 ball Ashes 100. Second innings, he's coming in at 5 for 370, and we're 400 in front.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're the Poms, you are going, we could not have
Yep.
put this cunt in a better position.
He has just been throwing his shoulders around in the sheds going, I am going to open
he
these
just
cunts right up here.
Had all the freedom in the fucking world.
Oh, man, we'll skip ahead here because I want to get to where he carts Monty for fucking 3 sixes in an over.
We just saw a very
The
sad
third
Monty,
six he
so
hits
the biggest
here,
one.
I don't think you've ever seen a ball hit any cleaner. When you charge down the pitch, the idea is to get to where the ball's about to bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a spinner. You want to get to the pitch of the ball and take out all the spin. Watch when he hits this third six. He is nowhere near the pitch of the ball. He's like he should have got out because he tries to go through with the shot anyway, but fuck, he middles it.
He probably revolutionised the wicket-keeping position.
Oh, absolutely. Changed the game, man.
Changed it. This was that period of cricket is that middle ground between the old 80s and 90s where it wasn't about your fucking peak performances and sports science and shit. And it's
Yeah.
that mid-2000s in every sport was a good balance between the old school
Is it-
days of unstructure and just the fucking utter woke nonsense.
Do you reckon,
you've got
do you reckon
nowadays.
it's one of those things where it's like, look, you're here for your wicket keeping, so you may as well get out there and try and just fucking flog the shit out
But
of it?
he was
That's
just
the
a
point.
gun.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he
was.
He was just
man.
so good at it.
He opened the here it is here, I think. Nah, coming up. He opened the batting in one day cricket.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
changed
Yeah.
he changed the game. Like not too many players.
I should just call it gilly ball, not
Honestly.
baseball.
Billy Ball.
Honestly, man, he changed the game that much that now sides will not pick you if you can only wicket keep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like you have to bat.
But at the end of the day, their job was just to sit
Here it
behind
is.
the fucking stumps.
Bang.
Righto, bang. There's one just straight over long on.
Did you
into the
like
crowd.
that? Did you?
Fuck, man, this was just unreal. But this, you know when this was? This was back in the fucking days when Channel 9 would cut to the news for half an hour and you missed all this.
Oh.
There was no
Dog.
gem or
Yeah,
fucking...
he couldn't quickly switch over to 9 gem.
No gem or go or anything.
Well,
and
just
they-
quickly, I saw the ump then fucking put the hands up for the six. Surely Billy Bowden.
Billy Bowden.
Wouldn't he? Was he your favourite fucking
Yeah,
ump?
he was pretty
Like, for the-
funny, eh?
Yeah.
He was a good ump too. Like, see how he got to the pitch of it
Yeah,
there?
yeah, and hit it half volley sort of thing.
Yeah, he was right on the half volley, got there. What's the
old
third
bugger.
cunt, man?
Oh, nice jump, man.
He
You
gets
were going to
it.
reach it.
He absolutely
Oh.
smokes that. And look where he's hit it. Right, look at all these cunts, man.
Look at
Digger with
boys.
no shirt on here. Yeah, the boys.
I'm
Russ,
like his little flip flop to his
It
ear.
is like
Get down to the whacker
4
now.
p.m., 4 or 5 p.m. here at the moment. Everyone's just full of piss.
Oh, mate.
And the West Australian is just carting them.
Here we go.
Nah, it's a 4 before the
Oh,
6.
Us.
But geez, he's hit that well.
Oh, honey.
He used to hold the bat very uniquely. He'd hold it right at the top of the handle.
Yeah. More leverage.
Yeah, exactly right.
Right, so this is the 4.
So they've got 4 on the fence on the leg side, by the way. They've got.
and he doesn't give a fuck.
He don't give
Look at
a
him.
fuck.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is. Here gets nowhere. Fucking near the pitch of the ball and puts it into
Wow.
the fucking
Just
rafters.
couldn't do anything wrong. No matter if he fucking
Look
tried.
at the
man.
young fellas there. Well done.
Yeah.
Gives you goosebumps too,
And then-
doesn't it?
Yeah, fuck yeah. He faces Hoggard next. Next over. Look at this. He gets absolutely nowhere near it.
Oh.
But the very next over, Matty Hoggard comes on. He had a good series this year, actually. And he fucking hits it further. He hits it dead set
wow.
further. Watch this
The
one off.
crowds
the-
put it down too.
Oh, fucking ad.
That was remarkable.
Oh, it's good stuff.
hang on, we've
Gets
gotta
me
watch this
pumped up
last
for
one.
cricket, boys.
Yeah,
Watch this
give me a
last
real
one.
toe.
Here it is. Look. Nowhere near it.
But just
Jeez, he
timed,
timed
it
it.
beautifully.
Here it is.
Perfectly.
And this is where Freddie said he's never been more angry. Was right now.
Yeah, there's nothing you
Missed
can do
opportunity
about
in the crowd here too.
Here it is.
Oh.
it.
Look at that. That was the best of the lot, man. He hits that fucking far. Anyway,
Stevie G jersey.
Great stuff.
he misses out on the fastest century by 1 ball, but he didn't have a clue what was going on. You know, he's out there just enjoying it. That'll do us. What do you reckon?
Fucking oath.
That's
Definitely a shout out to that 2019 series from Smith. We sort of got a bit carried away with our favourite era
Yeah.
of cricket there.
you can't help
it though,
Ashes
can
cricket.
you?
The Headingley finish as well, even though we're on the back end of it, but that was fucking one of the greatest,
Yeah.
craziest finishes you've seen in cricket history.
That frustrates me watching it so much because we had 4 or 5 chances
we
to
could have
fucking
stumped.
win the game.
It was a Leachy at the end. Or Stokes.
Yeah.
We could have stumped at the end.
Gaz
missed
drops
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like little moments like that and the crowd and everything, but you can still respect them.
Yeah. That Ben Stokes innings was unreal, but they're the sort of innings that people put Stokes up on this fucking pedestal and he averages like mid-30s.
Yeah, you really love him.
Yeah.
I hate the guy. Honestly, I just hate how the Poms build him up into this superhero.
And he's a Kiwi.
He averages fucking 35 with the bat and 30-something with the ball. I just go, you can't.
Oh, they just love the smell of their own farts, though. Ben Stokes came out and said, "You'll appreciate Bazball in this era of cricket for what it is."
Fuck it,
Yeah.
I'm starting to call
No,
it
you
Gilly
won't.
Ball.
Yeah.
Fuck off with
He
your
started
Baz.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just can't wait for him to come down.
That Stark scene
Oi,
to fucking Roy
this will be
Burns.
in our next week's episode, actually. And obviously, this is going to be released soon. But we'll give him another rinsing right now after we already do in next week's episode. Ollie Robinson's English cricket contract did not get renewed.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
How
Things
many
you love to
times?
see.
How many fucking times did I say this year? We're like, oh, when he comes to Australia, I was like, he will not come.
Yeah.
He will not make the side.
So now,
Which
if he's
hurts.
after a bit of cash, I can reach out for celebrity boxing.
yeah, mate. I
So
will
would you come
fucking-
out of retirement if I can get Ollie
I will fight
on the
him.
record? If I can get Ollie here somehow,
record.
will you punch on with Ollie Robinson?
I'll give him money to fight me.
Fuck yeah! Right, we'll leave it with me. I know
Make
a few
this
blokes.
fucking shit happen. Does Ollie have a podcast?
Yes, he does.
Does he?
He fucking
Oh,
does.
Podcast
you're
Royale.
kidding me,
Yeah.
cunt.
3.0.
He does
Maybe
it with
slip
his
in
hot
2.0.
golf missus,
Yeah.
who's a very good golfer, YouTube golfer.
Yeah.
YouTube golfer.
You're saying, mate, I'll tee off on you.
Oh, mate. I will I'll hammer him in the fucking press conference and then hammer his face in.
Right, sounds good.
for
Leave
free.
it with me.
For free.
free.
Maybe not for free.
Yeah. That's not on the record. That
Nah, anyway, thanks for listening. Hope everyone's having an awesome Chrissy New Year.
fucking oath, boys
Um,
and girls.
yeah, we'll see you well, depending on when we release this, we'll either see us for our
See you
normal
next
episodes
episode.
or we'll fucking see you for another special.
You should be balls deep in fucking a carton somewhere anyway.
Yeah.
I
Carton
hope
and a
you're
leg
loving
of
it.
ham.
And you've got Mitchell Johnson 37 wickets typed into the YouTube.
Fucking nice. Have a good one, Reggie.
Cheers.
All right.